Hi friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Rain. Today we are going to discuss about food safety management systems, that is HACCP, then good production and processing practices which include GMP, GAP, GHP, GLP and BAP. Let us see what is food safety management system. The food safety management systems is a set of standards established to direct and control food safety aspects. Food safety management system is a group of or a set of procedures and practices which is used to control risk and hazards throughout the food processes. And the food safety management system is known as FSMS. Why we should bother about this safety, food safety? Why this food safety? As we know, water and food are the basic need that a human needs, and the main reason of illness or any sickness is due to this contaminated food and water. Coming to the key elements of this FSMS or food safety management system, which include good practices or pre-request programs, hazard analysis, management element or system, statutory and regulatory requirements, then communication. That is, we should follow some good practices or pre-request programs, and then hazard analysis and management element or system for the hazards, and statutory and regulatory requirements, and finally the communication. In the food safety management system helps the food business operators to gain a trust of consumers or serve them efficiently. And in India, this food safety management systems is a system or a set of systems that are interacted or interrelated. And what is this purpose of food safety management system? The purpose of this FSMS is to ensure the manufacture, storage, distribution and sale of safe food. To ensure the safe food processes, we need FSMS. And the food safety management system certification. The ISO, the International Organization for Standardization, then Fssai, Food Safety System Certification, and HACCP, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, are the prime bodies providing the management system certification. That is, these three are the prime bodies which provide food safety management system certification. Let us see one by one. The International Organization for Standardization is an independent, non-governmental international organization with a membership of 164 national standard bodies. And they developed a food safety management system certification known as the ISO 22000. ISO 22000, it is a FSMS certification developed by the International Organization for Standardization. That is, ISO 22000 is a food safety management system certification, and that can be applied to any organization in the food chain from farm to fork. That is, then becoming certified to ISO 22000 allows a company to show their customers that they have a food safety management system in place. It will develop trust of customers. The food business operators can gain a trust of customers, or these operators can serve the customers effectively with this certification systems. Next certification system is Fssai 22000. That is Food Safety System Certification 22000. It uses a management system approach to food safety using the ISO 22000 for the management system requirements and ISO technical standards for pre-request program requirements. And what is the difference between this Fssai 22000 and ISO 22000? The main difference is ISO 22000 is not GFSI recognized. What is this GFSI? that is Global Food Safety Initiative. The FSSAI 22000 is recognized by the Global Food Safety Initiative, while the ISO 22000 is not, and it is broad in scope, while the FSSAI 22000 is limited in scope, and the current scopes are including farming, perishable animal products, food processing, feed production, food ingredients, and food packaging material manufacturing, while ISO 22000 is applicable to any organization in the food chain. And while FSSAI is limited, and it is currently it includes farming, then perishable animal products, food processing, feed production, food ingredients, and food packaging manufacturing materials. Next one is HACCP, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point. The Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point is an internationally recognized system for reducing the risk of safety hazards in food. And the National Center for HACCP certification is located where? Where is the National Center for HACCP certification located? The National Center for HACCP certification is located in Kerala. Then coming to the principles of HACCP. The main principles, there are 7 main principles of HACCP. First one is conduct a hazard analysis. First one is analyzing the hazards. Assess the hazards is the first principle, and these hazards may be biological, chemical, or physical. And after identifying the hazard, comes to the second principle, that is determining the critical control points. What do you mean by control point? A control point is any point that is a step or procedure where the factors can be controlled. That is a control point. And critical control point is the identified hazards. The point where we identify a hazard, and the identified hazard can be prevented, eliminated, or reduced. After identifying the critical control point, we have to establish the critical limit. That is the third principle, that is establishing critical limits. A critical limit is the maximum or minimum value to which a physical, biological, or chemical hazard must be controlled. At a critical control point, we can prevent, eliminate, or reduce the hazard to an acceptable level. And coming to the fourth principle, that is establish monitoring procedures. After establishing the critical limits, we should establish monitoring procedures for each critical control points, and this monitoring should be visual observation, then temperature measurements, time assessment or pH measurement, etc. Then coming to the fifth principle, that is establish corrective actions. If the critical control limit is not met, we should establish corrective actions. And the sixth principle is establish verification procedures. That is, establish procedure for ensuring the HACCP system is working as intended. That is verification. Our sixth principle is establish verification procedures. And the final principle is establish record keeping and documentation procedures. That is, we should keep a record, or we should document the procedures. These are all the principles of HACCP. First one is assessing a hazard, then determining the critical control points, then establishing critical limits, and fourth principle is establishing monitoring procedures, then establish corrective actions, and then establish verification procedures, and finally establish record keeping and documentation procedures. And there are some building blocks for HACCP. What are all the building blocks for HACCP, which includes GMP, then GAP, GLP, and BAP. What is this GMP? That is good manufacturing practices. Good manufacturing practices are the practices required in order to conform to the guidelines recommended by agencies that control the authorization and licensing of the manufacture and the sale of food and beverages, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, products, dietary supplements, and medical devices. It is the practices required in order to conform the guidelines recommended by whether an organization is following the prescribed or recommended guidelines. That is good manufacturing practices. Then GAP. That is good agricultural practices. It is a collection of principles to apply for on-farm production and post-production processes resulting in safe and healthy food and non-food agricultural products while taking into account economic, social and environmental sustainability. Good agriculture practices are principles to apply for on-farm production and post-production processes for producing safe and healthy food and non-food agriculture products. Next one is GLP. GLP, which include which means good laboratory practices. Good laboratory practices is a set of principles intended to assure the quality and integrity of non-clinical laboratory studies that are intended to support research or marketing permits for products regulated by government agencies, which is GLP. And coming to BAP. This is best aquaculture practices. BAP is science-based assessment which covers the entire seafood production chain. The level of comprehensiveness is unique in the world of sustainability certification. The best aquaculture practices ensures a safe and healthy seafood production. BAP means best aquaculture practices. Then also one thing is the GHP. It is good hygienic practices. Good hygienic practices. These are the building blocks of HACCP. And this is all about food management systems, HACCP, then the building blocks of HACCP, then food management system certifications, etc. And thank you for listening this video. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Please subscribe our channel and share this with your friends and leave your valuable comments. Thank you.